Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Man's Glory Podcast, where we keep it real biblical. And I just want to point out, in church, Bishop said, "Did you not know that woman is your glory?"
Oh.
It took everything in him to reach over and just smack you. Be like, what was that? He said, "Do you not know that woman your glory?"
Man.
I said, you better tell him. Mm-hmm. You better tell him. Speaking of which, somebody reacted on our TikTok, because I asked the question, do you know if man is God's glory, what is man's glory? I said, what if man is God's glory, since man is God's glory and woman is man's glory, what is woman's glory? And the gentleman responded back, no. He said children. I said, oh no.
Hair.
So when I told him hair, he was like, oh. So when I explained to him, he was like, that made sense. But anyway, today's topic is sticking to your faith, I guess, in difficult work environments. And when I say be on point, we always on point with these topics. This is just the way things line up, the things that go on in service and Bible study and day-to-day life. The topics are always on set. And if you don't know, I'm a person who plans out my topics in advance. So I truly believe these are, what they say, godly divine. Is that the thing?
Yeah, and I was finna say, believe it or not, a whole year ago, was it? Mm-hmm. Or whenever it was when we decided to start this, all of these topics thus far has already been written down. Well, predestined, shall I say.
I wrote out our topics for the next 4 seasons. So we had I already got seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4 topics already down.
And that's what I was telling people when they was like, well, do this as a topic. I'm like, well, right now we already got them.
Because my mama know OCPD.
But it's amazing how God works. How he sets it up as he see fit. Because they are already down. So all we do on the day of, she go in there and tell me what the topic is, and we get to talking, about that topic. So that is amazing how his divine purpose works.
So if you have not caught on by now, God don't play by this right here.
No, he does not.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself now.
And when I was listening to because I don't know what I was doing, probably just reading along, and Bishop was up there, and he'd be like, and some guy at the job saying something, apparently he ain't had no business about his wife. Do you not know
that woman
is your glory?
I said,
bam! Come on now.
Mind y'all, I was in that building with a severe headache, eyes burning because I had not slept because I was working on a grant, and I was starving. I was fighting for my life, trying to keep my eyes open, and all I heard was, and Bishop was like, man, that woman is your glory. I said, what? What you say? He said it 3, 4, 5 more times.
Why should you be talking about her or degrading her? That's what he was saying. Come on now. She's your glory.
Welcome in to Man's Glory.
Mm-hmm. Well, we keep it
real biblical. And it aligns.
Perfectly.
So today's topic again is about sticking to your faith in difficult work environments. Mm-hmm. And so before we talk about now, I want to reference when I used to work for a university. I love every job that I've had. I've loved, and I have worked my butt off. I've only ever elevated up to higher positions, and I appreciate that. I love the experience, the connections I've gotten. And within my first 6 months, within the first 4 months of the job, I had learned my role and everybody else's role on the job. That's what I do when I come in. I'm a forever learner. I'm a professional student, as my best friend calls me. I like to learn. And in my head, if you know all those positions, if somebody is sick, and something really love to say now in our child care center, if your leg go out, Jazz leg can help you. Which that ain't the way she said. The way she said it makes no sense to me. And she was like, if your hip broke down, her elbow can help.
I said
what?
knee.
Either way, the body parts need to match
together and use it.
The body parts need to match. But anyway, so I came in, I stepped in, and so being in that role, I guess within 6 months of being there, like I love what I was doing. I love the connection I was making. I love the people that I was helping. But then also I wanted to do more. Around about month 7, month 8, I was sick. of it. Not of the job, but of the environment. I could not take it anymore. And round about those last few months of being there, I was telling my mama at that point I was going to catch a charge. And she was like, girl, you want to go to jail? And I'm like, it is what it is. So I had just wiped my hands of it. And I started doing what I always, because I always keep a backup for a backup for a backup. That's something I definitely get from my father. And I put in job offers. I received 3 offers for which
Job applications.
I put in job applications, and I received 3 offers for which I made it to round 2, 3, and 4 from multiple of these jobs. So I finally just chose one because I had to weigh my options out. And I'm just going to be honest. And I was ready to go. And when I say ready to go, I was ready to go well before that. I had been putting in jobs. And so when I left, though, and one thing I can say, every time I leave a job, I always leave it on good standards. Okay, when I left, I made sure my office was in order. I designed a binder for anybody else that would come in to take my position, or anybody else that had my position. They knew what to do coming in. It wouldn't take a week or 3 weeks or a month or 2 months to know your job. I laid it out, and my binder was so in depth and so in detail that the new program director utilized it, right? And when I left, I was still trying to her. She called me for the next 2-3 months. Hey, Jazz. My previous program director had left. And I actually was asked to interview for the job, but I had already made my mind. I was ready to go. I'm just going to be honest. And I can say, biggest thing about when you leave a job, whether it's a good place or a bad place, do not burn bridges. Number 1. Number 2, keep your composure. Because that says a lot about you. Lack of professionalism, baby, will take you down. I don't care who caused what. At the end of the day, number 1, you held accountable to God. You're held accountable for your actions to God. God don't care what that girl, what that man did to you. He worry about how you were acting because you say you are of him. That's number 1. Number 2, this is a professional setting. That means conduct yourself as such at all times. I don't care what the situation is. You got to conduct yourself professional when you swinging to punch somebody in the mouth.
Okay.
What?
You know?
I thought she was going to comment on it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to speak from my experience. For those of y'all know me, I'm not a cursor. Nor have I ever been. So therefore, I don't like for my coworkers to use profanity at me because I don't use it at you. And I'm going to say that. And I thank the Lord I haven't been on many jobs like that because I feel like this here. 2 people can talk without cursing or swearing, as they say. And I've been in a predicament where my superior was upset, I guess. And he was yelling and cursing, and I'm just sitting there looking at him. Now, I thank God for growth. Because I was seeing the time way back when I was young in this thing. One thing about going to heaven, baby, I would flip back and do the same curse you was doing. Because that's what it is. But where I am, and then to me, it's very unprofessional for you to slang profanity at another profession. You're at work. Why are you just like? And I had this problem when it came to me and my children. They played sports. I'm like, they ain't got to be cursing my kids out. I don't curse my kids out. The person said to me, okay, but they the coach, okay? But watch that, because you don't have to curse my children out to get them to do anything. And I realize everybody is different. But in all things, let's be respectful. To me, it's not respectful to swear at somebody. You are in a professional setting, and you just get to swear it. No. And I know people do it, but I don't do that. And to be honest, I don't appreciate that. I may not say anything, but me not reciprocating or saying anything let you know that I'm not down with that. Because, I think
it's like perks of having a leadership role. Like when I was the executive director of the organization, when I hired the staff, I told the staff, I don't use profanity. If you use profanity, that is your business. However, while you're working for me, you will not be using profanity in the vicinity of me. You will not be allowed to use profanity in the vicinity of my children. Now, you may curse at your children. You may curse other people's children. But what you won't be doing is cursing at my children while they're in my leadership. That's something that I don't do. That for me, that's determination on the spot, cursing at a child. And I don't care how you raise yours. That's not me. I don't operate in that mindset because there is power in the tongue, and baby, you can kill with your tongue. You need to learn, and something my mama told me growing up: a person who uses a lot of profanity lacks vocabulary, and I was heavy on vocabulary. I read the dictionary for fun. Okay, so I can read you for filth without one cuss word and make you feel like your life is pointless. There's no point in living. Do I take pride in that? I used to. I've grown.
Another thing I think too, people think, and this is just my opinion, don't make it right, because they swearing at you or cursing.
They think
at
they
you.
doing something.
And I don't know, do they think it makes you afraid or what? I for many years I was one of those person who can get you told I didn't have to slang not one cursing word at you. I just told you like it was. But still in all that, being professionalism and being of God is most important. And a lot of people don't know or just count it as nothing. We shouldn't be using words like that anyway if we're professing Christ. Did Jesus curse us? Have you read anywhere in the Bible?
And please don't say as in the Bible. That's a goddamn donkey.
Talking about the donkey.
And it's the context and the way that you use the word. Okay. It's a bad word. Let it go. But let's talk about keeping your composure.
Okay.
Church-wise, you're told the bigger person instead of soft church-wise, I'm gonna say biblical side, soft answer turned the way around. Naturally, spiritually, a soft answer turned the way around.
Right.
Naturally, it take more a bigger person to just shut up. Everybody, whether you know it or not, you have an ego or a pride thing. When you got to get the last word in, that's your pride. When I ain't for talking to way, when I promise you, it takes a lot less energy and a whole lot more control to sit there and stare a person dead in their face while they thinking they going in on you, and sit there calm, cool, collected. Listen to everything they say, and when they're done, when they are completely finished, you can hit it with a one line and knock the soul out of it. Or you can sit there and not say anything. If it's a supervisor and you have a problem with your supervisor, when they get done doing all this and the third, baby, you come up with the softest answer. They're gonna be the smallest person in the world when you get done.
Done that.
I've never had an encounter like that with a supervisor. Now, my mom has. Thankfully, I've always had amazing, wonderful supervisors. Even if I've had one that cursed, they've never cursed at me. It was never taken out on me. I've never had any problems.
Well, it wasn't at me, but I'm standing there.
Still in the vicinity,
so,
whatever.
okay.
It just, I'm grateful for the jobs that I've held, for the people that I've met, for the supervisors that I've had, because they absolutely had a hand in molding my mentality when it comes to the workforce, right? And I can say, being in a supervisory role, I've had to encounter people, and that's why I can say one of my biggest strengths that I feel like God has given me, being able to interact with any and everybody. I don't care who you are, what walk of life you come from, how you carry yourself, how you speak. I can deal with any and everybody for a very long period of time, because I know when I leave there, man, I'm going home to an empty house and I'm good. I'm going to my peace, and I can let it. I don't care how mad you were, how loud you were, how much cursing you did, this, that, and the third. This is the most you gonna get out of me. Now, what Rita go here when I call her, whole different ball game. However, this is my take on the pride thing. Because I tell people it's about pride. Because you got to get your get back. You got to get your lick back. You have to say something. You can't just let it go. You got to get the last word. You got to show them you can curse as much as they can curse. You can yell as loud as they can yell. My get back is sitting there completely quiet. Number one, I'm not arguing with no nobody. There's two places I won't be going is back and forth with an idiot. Not doing it. Did it, won't ever do it again. Number two, you would never have that type of power or control over me. Now, that's my pride. That's something my daddy instilled in me. Don't let nobody treat you like they don't have control. Get mad. Happy. Cry about it. You'll never have that type of control over me. Ever. And another, my pride of it, you won't ever see the reaction in me. Rita can get that reaction all day. My daddy can see it. My brother can see it. You would never have the pleasure of thinking, even if you think you got under my skin, baby, you would never know. And there's nobody outside of my immediate family that get under my skin. I do not care. Even if you think, oh, she hurt for real, I'm not.
Well,
I'm really not.
The most important thing is not making people your God. And at the end of the day, when we are confident and we are assured about what we know, you can't push me there. I know too much. And I'm not about that. And as far as saying things, and it's just, and I used to hear all the times coming at, like the older people tell you, stop that. It takes two to tango. Any two fools can argue. And people don't realize the strongest person got to learn to shut their mouth. That's where the strength coming in. Shut up and just take it and hear it. Because if two people are engaging in an argument and you're not, nobody's listening. So you just have the patience, sit still and listen. Is there anything I can do to help you? No, I just need to do so-and-so something. Need you to do so-and-so, so-and-so. Okay. And the worst thing in the world you can do is tell me that I said so-and-so. That's a tell. Or that's a lie. Or I said, well, I didn't say that. Because I can repeat to you what I said. Now.
Let me tell you something. I'm a queen of receipts. The absolute last thing you want to do with me is put words in my mouth. Accuse me of something. Blame me for anything. Because, baby, I will bust out a bucket of receipts. And I ain't talking about no little bucket. I'm talking about a crab boil bucket of receipts on your end. I don't play those games. I work too hard to perfect. I'm working too hard to perfect myself spiritually. I work too hard to get to where I am now and to continue to get to where I'm trying to be. And I put in the work. I work on myself naturally and spiritually. Do you think that I would allow you to put me in a situation to jeopardize myself? Just like when my brother died, I got told these people called themselves trying to attack me, and I wasn't even privy to it. It was told to me by a child, okay, who was hurt by it, right? And I had all these different people reaching out to me, telling me, I'm so proud of how you handling this, blah, blah, this, and the third. And my whole thing was, number one, the people who are attempting to speak on me, one, you don't know anything about me outside of what you see online and what you remember from high school, which is nothing bad. Number two,
and if it is, big deal.
None of you are on my level. Y'all are trying to get to where I've already surpassed. Number three, small mind people talk about people. Big mind people talk about getting stuff done. And look at
Remember that.
Think about that. Right? If the time you sitting right here gossiping. Now, if you got time to talk about somebody while you getting your bag, kudos to you. But the more time you spend on talking about that person, less time you spend on your bag. However, if you got time to sit here and talk about the next person, they business, just hate on this person, you ain't doing nothing with your life, you're really mad at yourself, if we being honest.
The question is why?
If we being honest. Why are you so obsessed with me?
And then, the word said, speak not evil of one another. So why would you even go and do that? Small mind. You have nothing better to do but focus on somebody else or try to get, okay, let's attack this person.
And you need a group of people because for whatever reason that make you feel good, I don't understand.
A strong person stand alone.
Huh? What you say?
Jesus was
by himself
alone. So, hey, I don't need a group of people to stand with me for me to feel confident about myself. The Lord allows me to go to sleep at night with sweet sleep. He wakes me up in the morning, and He allows me to get up to go to work and work for myself. 5 people ain't on my job working with me and bring home their check. Do you understand me? So it only takes one person to validate you, and that's you. I don't need a group of people to make me feel good about me and how you feel if you're a business.
That's a problem.
We came in this world by ourselves, and we surely gonna leave by ourselves.
I can say that.
No two people, even when
life.
it's twins come in here, one got to come out before the other one. You know, so somewhere, stand alone. I stands alone. I stands by itself, and it's capitalized. It means something.
Okay, Miss Denise, Miss Rita Denise.
You know, let's start being people let's be
That's
independent.
a big eye.
Have your own mindset. You know, don't let Tom, Dick, John, and Harry pull me into something that shouldn't be. Because how you feel if you're a business.
If you want to follow, you want to be a follower, baby, follow
Christ.
Because that is the
There's only somebody who can save your
follow
soul
Jesus
and give you joy.
Oh, I got another one for
Unspeakable
you.
joy. Come on with it.
If you want to try somebody, try Jesus. Because don't try me. Because I'm not there.
You know, I'm just saying, come on.
We got to, you have to think. And so in the workplace, right, you have so much to lose. And that was the point I was getting at. The best thing my parents could have ever done was name me Jasmine S. Styles. Made me, had me, and named me Jasmine S. Styles. My name is my brand. From my nonprofit to my businesses to all the things I've achieved, all the things I want to achieve, and the barriers I'm breaking down for my community. My name is my brand, so what would make you think I would jeopardize my livelihood for a moment of gratification to read you your rights? Make that make sense. Especially, now I could see if maybe you had an up on me and I'm trying to get to where you are and you call yourself trying to belittle me. Maybe then I can attack you because you got more lose to me than me. However, why would I downgrade myself, belittle play in my own face to bring myself down on a level that's beneath me? That makes no sense. Think about that. Think about it.
I got one better than that. And we went over this in the Bible class a few weeks ago. When they was asking Jesus, who do you say you are, and all this stuff. That's what y'all, he never said a mumbling word.
Ain't have to.
Why? Because he knew who he was, and regardless, what they want to do was crucify him. Truth stands alone and speaks for itself. I don't have to justify me for you. You're going to believe what you want to believe. So why should I have to come out and justify me for you? They didn't believe Jesus was Jesus. You have not believed that he dies and rose, because you started saying he's coming back again. He's already here. On the day of Pentecost, he came back. So if you're not going to believe the Most High, why would you believe anything that I want to tell you if I'm trying to justify somebody and say about believe what you want to believe?
Furthermore, don't argue with nobody. What reason do you have to justify anything? That's another thing too. Like I tell grown adults, especially in the workplace, why are you lying? You are grown. Let me tell you one thing. I'm grown. I pay my own bills. I come home to me and my dogs. I ain't got to answer to nobody but God. That's it. That's all. What reason do I have to lie to you? Own up. Be a man about it. Say you did it. Huh? Poke your chest out. Drop your testicles on the table. I'm sorry. That ain't even a statement, so I think I kept it real clean. Be a man about it. Own up to your wrong. It's called self-awareness. But y'all too scared. Because y'all not as real as y'all say y'all are. However, in the workplace, I'm going to say it just, every part of life tests you. If you saying you are walking after God, you got to go through what the word is, long suffering.
Gotta be tried.
Long suffering. Because how can you say you're over something if you're not tested? How can I say I forgive this person if when I see him I can't open my mouth to speak to him? How can I say I've grown past a situation, but every time I get a chance to bring it up, I'm gonna throw it in your face? Huh? He said forgive, not to forget. But a portion of forgiving is letting go.
Not bringing it up.
Getting past
It's okay. Just say Jazz and I had our issue. And she asked for my forgiveness and I forgave her. But if every time I saw her, I brought it up, I did not forgive her.
No, you lied. You said forgiveness out your mouth.
Exactly.
She
did, so hey, he said forgive. He did not say forgive, because if you forget what somebody did to you, baby, they're going to do it to you over and over and over again. But the point is, it's true forgiveness. I wouldn't say, well, girl, Jazz did such and I forgave her. And every time it wouldn't come out of my mouth. I wouldn't bring it up. She'll bring it up and we can laugh and talk about it. That is true forgiveness. As I was saying, the eyes tell the story. Just like if somebody don't like you, can't stand you. And I'm going to do one, I remember, about 6-7 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, I don't know, I was at work. And I came out of, using the restroom. And so the elder gentleman, he's like, Rita, are you sick? Now he said, you all right? I'm like, yeah. He said, no, you're not. He said, your eyes, you look weak. Come to find out.
She was breathing.
I was not. But I was sick. I felt good, but my body was sick. And he saw it in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And so, in the eyes, like they said, what's the old folks saying? The eyes is your soul.
Oh, the key to the soul.
Yeah. And that is true because, okay, we're going to say an embrace. You can hug somebody and a person can feel the love or not. And what I can say, what I'm thankful is, I don't hold grudge. And I work hard. If it's something someone has done to me or I don't like, my first thing is to ask God to take it out of my heart, to ask God to allow me to forgive them, whether they ask me or not. And like I used to say, Lord, make me love them like they my own sister or brother. Because I don't want, that's one thing I don't want to be guilty of. Me trying to hold a conversation with you and you like, she don't get nothing from me. No. I'm the realest person, so
you should know what to say. I don't care nothing for you.
I like to be real. And then, like I tell people all the time, like I tell my kids, God didn't tell us. He tell you to love everybody. So you don't have to like me, but you're supposed to love me. Love is what gets you in. Not
my
liking
dad
a person.
Gets so mad when I say God command us to love everybody. And I'm like, baby, he gets so mad.
But that's true.
How you gonna like somebody and not? I mean, how you gonna love somebody and not like easily?
Mm-hmm.
God, listen. God loves me. He don't like everything I do. That's why he working on. Okay, that's you perfect your what? What?
The word say, "I love them that love me,"
and I love him. However, if he didn't love me, he wouldn't be working with me to remove these impurities up out of me. Yes. So he don't love me right now. He just moving.
That ain't got nothing. No, that don't have anything to do with it. He has patience with us.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I ain't got no patience for nobody. Okay. No, I'm playing.
But you have to have patience.
Here, this is something.
I believe he loves you. Mm-hmm.
No, she don't. She think I'm a heathen. And she just told the folks a few podcasts back that I was on crazy pills.
I did not say crazy pills. I said take your meds because she don't take her meds. She be crazy.
See?
You
anyway.
Brought it up. Why you bringing
it up? Cause. Anyway, what I was going to say is I've had somebody tell me, because I've never been one that hold grudges, but Jazz will wipe them hands with you real quick. When I say I'm done, I mean that I gone about my business. I cut friends off, so-called friends, associates, co-workers, whatever you want to call yourself, dudes. I cut them off and I keep on rolling. And I'm so good with it. I don't care how close we was, how tight we was, how much we talk, how much we hung out. I don't care if you were interwoven in my daily schedule. When I say I'm good on you, I'm good on you. And I will go right on about my day in my life like I never knew you. If I see you, hey, I'm gonna have the biggest smile on my face just to wave it. And I'm like, what's the trend? Like my age group came up with the whole blocking people. I don't block. No, see me win. Be hurt by it. I want you to. That's your business. Cause baby, when I see you in the street, hey girl, hey dude, how you doing? The biggest smile. I hug you if you reach out to me. Don't text my phone because you get no response. Don't DM me, you get no. I don't even check the DMs. I don't block anybody because you missed out on an opportunity. One of the best opportunities you could have had. That was the experience life with Jasmine Sade. You lost it, and you should see yourself as an experience, and you should see that as you should tell people it's a privilege to be in my presence to intermingle with me, because once you cross that line and you tried it, we're done now. My standard's too high to let you continue to play in my face. Mm-hmm. spit in my face, stab me in the back, and talk about me like a dog driving down the street with my arms tied to the bumper. I'm too good for that. When I say I'm done, I am done. There's no coming back. There's no nothing. Now, if I see you starving, I'll feed you.
At the end of the day, through all of that,
I wasn't through.
I apologize.
At the end of the day. And I had somebody tell me that is my form of holding a grudge. I said, no, it's not. I said, if you forgive somebody, you shouldn't have no problem hanging out with them. That's a lie. That is stupid. Why would I hang out with somebody who already showed me I can't trust them? You don't have my best interest in heart. You stabbed me in the back. Why would I do that? That's called ignorance. That's called stupidity. That's what that is. So no, I don't. When I'm done, I'm done. How I know I've forgiven you, I smile at you, just wave. Hey, how you doing? How life been? And go right on like you was a stranger in the street.
Okay, you done that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, several things on that. As I was saying, look how they did Christ. They crucified him. They put a wooden cross on his back and made him carry down the street, pierced him in his side, put a crown of thorns, gave him vinegar to drink. With all that, he still asked his Father to forgive them, for they know not what they do.
That's some love right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's some
But
compassion.
this is what I'm going to say to us. When the scripture tell us to forgive, that's what we have to do in order to make it in. Because he said if we can't forgive our brothers or our debtors, the people whom have done us wrong, he will not forgive us. And on that note, now, there's a scripture that says, when you enter into the house and they receive you not, dust your feet. Therefore, if you don't want anything to do with me and you have shown me
what
that,
you doing over there, Mark?
my job is to keep ticking, keep moving, and I could love you and I can keep going. Because at the end of the day, Jesus is the only one. That's who we put first. So the relationship that we had is I'm not going to lose Christ because I don't trust you, or if you have done something to unfriend me or bring along some strife between us. Because there's a scripture also that says, if it be possible, live peaceably with everybody, because it may not be possible. That don't mean the possible is on the person who's serving Christ, because it's the person who's not, because you the one stirring up everything. And with all that being said, if you wrong me, it's my job to forgive you and keep going. Because the scripture saying, when thy enemy hunger, feed him. When he thirsts, give him to drink.
Water, vinegar.
I'm
joking.
But our job is to
stab him in the back.
Love people.
Oh.
And keep moving. Because it's like this here. I'm giving you too much control over me and my soul if I continue to be angry or mad at you. Because if I'm mad at you or have not forgiven you, how am I going to make it in?
Perfect example.
I cannot.
That's just like me drinking poison and hoping you die.
That's retarded.
Because this person went on about their life, and I'm over here still mad.
And mad for what?
Watching them, stalking them, hurt. You talking bad about a person, they done went on about their business, and you over here bitter.
Don't do that.
People, and I don't think people understand that when you're fighting a mental battle, you got inside battle. You got some hatred in your heart for somebody. That affects your mentality. Not only does it affect your mentality, it affects you physically. Mm-hmm. Baby, that's like, imagine you walk around, you may be 200, 300, 400 pounds, 100 pounds, 50 pounds, a dime if you want to. And you walk around mad or angry, resentment, all this in your heart. Baby, it's like a 300-pound bear on your back.
Sick.
No, notice how your body been towed up. Can't even stand up straight. That's his man. I forgot what the situation was, but he just said he had so much he just carried on. I'm talking about just droop, body just drooping down. Your body, whatever on the inside, gonna come out. However you feel on the inside is gonna be reflected on the outside. Physically, mentally, emotionally, all of the things. This hurt you got to let it go. And because I feel like we're veering off just a little bit, I just want to make sure we're keeping the focus on the work environment. I can say, in being that I've had a coworker that for the life of me, I just couldn't understand what was wrong with that person. And I remember asking my mom, like, I just don't understand. Like, that person just evil. That's the only thing I could come up with to describe that person was evil. And my mom was just like, no, that's not it. They just such and such. And I'm just like, evil. Because if it ain't of God, evil. And that's the best way I can describe it. But what I dealt with, I went to work. I minded my business. I spoke to who I needed to speak to. I did my job. I went a seat and above and beyond what I needed to do. And aided them in theirs. Handled my business and got on down and lived my life to this day. To this day, that person is still obsessed. And I get the term obsessed with people. If you can't seem to leave me alone, if you keep trying to pop up in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you are now in my obsessed bucket. And I've been like this since high school. If you say you done, if you say you don't like me, if you say you don't fool me, you say you can't stand me,
bounce.
Bounce in every aspect of the way. Don't come back. Don't look in my direction. Don't think about because if you really feel that way, I wouldn't cross your mind. You wouldn't bring me up in conversation. If somebody else brought me up, you wouldn't speak on me whatsoever. That's exactly why I say obsessed. Because baby, be done. Move along.
The difference is, though, if they're not, but once they have, and once they allow God to come in and move whatever it is they out, then you can see the difference. Because they will be, hey, how you doing? And we'll
because
say,
you can tell a fake person all day.
Yeah, and you can. And I just, on my job, and they kind of, I guess, may think I'm crazy because I tell them I love them, and I do. Because
she don't get a sexual harassment suit foul.
I am not.
It's work harassment.
Whatever. I don't love them like that. I love them with the God love because I have love in my heart for people, and so therefore, I honestly love my co-workers, the ones who have retired.
I love them too.
Yeah, because come on now, God is love, and how could you sit there and you done been with a person? I've been on the job 30 years, right there.
Yeah, our own little family.
So yeah, and so we fell in love with one another. We would talk and listen, and we had potlucks, and all these things. And the men, the women, the wives would cook for them because, But I'm just saying
that's the trust right there because you can't eat from everybody's house.
Well, you can, but we have those, that. But we did those things, and we would talk, and I remember good conversation. And we were very honest with one another. Well, I believe I was, but they did. And so I love my co-workers. Even with, me and one didn't have a spat, baby. Boom, boom, bam. We didn't fight. But young in that thing, because I was, we had a disagreement. But by the grace of God, because you will disagree. And that's just that. And I just believe in doing right gonna follow you. In a heart of love, it's our job to love people. And not to hold on to things. So what? Because you burned me. And but I'm not gonna give you again a chance to burn me again because I listened, I paid attention. Just like the lessons we take and walking through this walk with Jesus. If you screw up, you get another chance. So, hey, I ain't going to do this no more. I'm going to keep going this way. And it's about learning and doing better, in your workplace. And especially those of us who say, you hear what I said? Who say that we love God and we're one of His children. We should be the example setters. Even if you get upset with somebody on your job, you still should. They still say, well, she or he handled that real well. Because for people who don't know how to act or don't know Christ, ain't even heard about him, you're supposed to be setting an example, people. And that's just what we're supposed to be. The light of the world. That's what he tells us. We're supposed to be light. Men supposed to speak our good work so that they can glorify the Lord.
I can say that I know I have grown tremendously out in the last, especially in the last 2 years. But in the last year, in the last 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, stuff just has conspired and conspired and conspired, and I just went on my knees. I got to a point where I just said, you know what, I'm good. I am good. You can have it. And when I say you can have that, baby, you can have that. And so, when you get to a point where you good, can't nothing touch you. Nothing. I had to realize, so you have to set boundaries with people, and people don't understand it. Once you can forgive somebody, and setting a boundary is not allowing them to do that to you again. Especially when you've bent over backwards for a person, you've gone above and beyond and helped and aided and all these things. You don't have to allow someone to continue to spit in your face, stab you in the back, burn your hand, as whatever Rita was doing, or whatever the case is. You will be hindered if you allow that to go on. And in this last year, baby, Jazz has grown. I have learned some things. Rita has learned some things. Professionally, personally, but this topic is professionally. Baby, you gonna see some sides of people you ain't never seen before.
This is true.
Especially the higher you go, the more that you do, the more you see. And something my best friend said to me, God told you to be a follower of him, not a fool. And baby, that hit me in my forehead. He said somewhere along the lines, you gotta cut the rope. Let go. Because maybe God is telling you something. And I was like, understand it.
But still on that, I heard him, you said he told you that, but it's still, you still have to long suffer some, because whatever we did or didn't do, so we have to suffer to be so for a season. And it's not my season or not best friend's season. It's when God say, okay, then it goes.
And you have to realize.
We may think, okay, well, you took that a little bit too long, or why didn't you? Because first of all, God don't think like us. So our first reaction, I'm gonna nip it in the bud right now. Not all the time.
You have to realize too when God telling you, hey, what's the saying? It was the person. I think they was drowning or the waters racing like that. It was like, God send me some help.
And God
sent all these different things. And we ask God for stuff. But one, we're not looking for it. We're not listening for it. We're not being obedient and patient and waiting on it to come. We just avoid it all together. And then we be like, well, God, I thought whole time God keeps showing you the same thing. Just like, I'm going to use this example. There was a relationship that I was in. And things that I was trying to do professionally and personally kept being at a standstill. It stayed at a standstill. When I finally wiped my hands of that guy, so many things started unfolding for me. And I said, And it was something that rested in my head. My dad said, God gonna test you. And if you fail that test, you got a little bit of time to recoup. That test gonna come again. And it gonna keep coming and keep coming and keep coming until you pass it. Question is, how long is it gonna take for you to pass it? It'll take a lot less time if you actually pay attention to the signs, put in the work, and do what you gotta do to get past it. But also, I want you to think about something. This is the end of your life right here. This is where you started. God's still testing you. You don't know when you're gonna reach the end of your life. Don't hit the end of your life before you figure out how to pass that test.
Too late. It's too late.
Time's up, baby. You done found your way in hell. You feel it indefinitely. That's not what I'm trying to do.
With that being said, on the job that we have chosen for ourselves or that God has placed us in, let's do all that we can
to stab somebody. No, I'm just playing.
To be a help. You know, you hear people say all the time, what is it? If you don't like it, I don't know what the saying is. I get all sayings well, but all I'm saying is whatever. Like you heard me saying, I love my job, or I love my coworkers. You know, let's be happy. with the word be happy, don't worry. Let's learn to be happy. Let's learn to, if we do the right things at all times, because even if it means helping somebody, to me, you know, laughter make the heart feel good, and helping people when you can, it makes you feel good. You know, not just always putting me first. You understand? Just selfish.
Will get you in a whole world of trouble.
Let's learn to do good to others as God has commanded us. And I remember years ago, there was a person told me that she far more rather she likes to be the giver. And that is true. You know, it said God's love a cheerful giver. And if you are able to give, you know what it says, it's more blessed to give than to receive. Because you are the giver. You're more able because, yes, it is. And that's what people don't realize. I always beg and I always want. Bless somebody sometime. You be the giver. You know?
It never crossed my mind.
What is that?
I would have never said that I would much rather be the giver than the receiver, but that's who I am.
Yeah.
I'm always, and sometimes I have given to a fault. A lot of times.
But that's because that's the way God has blessed you. Think about it. The person that needs it is the less fortunate. And I ain't just mean I always just broke down. You understand what I'm talking about? Don't take it the wrong way. But
I'm always giving. Need to I'm just like, dang. When somebody gonna give me? But it's never the thing that crosses my mind. And I guess I get what Phoebe said on Friends. It's a very old TV show when she said, giving is not, there's no selfless act, because giving makes me feel good.
Right.
So technically there's nothing selfless about it, because I'm doing for you, not to get nothing, not to be recognized when I get out of, but it make me feel good. So that's not selfless. That's a little selfish if you think about it. The more I do for you, the happier I am. Now, do I want people to give me this and that? Absolutely. However, it makes me feel good too. I tell people all the time though, I love gifting people things. Like I love cooking people. That's another form of service on my love.
Not cooking people.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't want to cook no that. I love cooking for people. That's how I show my love. But I'm a great gift giver because I listen to people. And I go above and beyond. So I get you. You'll tell me you want something. Yeah, I'm going to get you what you said you wanted. But I'm going to get you something that you need. And something you was just talking about. You never even remember talking to me about it. And it's something. Now you in here crying. And that's the type of man. I always bring best relations. That's the type of man that I want. To know what I need. But God.
If he's listening, he's know. But I was going to say this too. You say, the most important thing that a person or people can do for givers is strength. You listen to them when they need you, or how you doing, or smile. Thank you. I can say of my children, what I love more, and we used to say this all the time, that LJ was the most appreciative. Because as a little bitty child, I don't care what you gave him. Remember, LJ used to always say, thank you. I don't care what it was. And to us, I guess it meant something because we was older.
He said thank you. He said no thank you. What? I can't get him to say thank you now. I have to fight.
I'm saying y'all as children, Jazz, you know. No. And that's what, you know, and I remember, and that's what James and I used to say to him. Say about him. I don't care what it was. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I would tell people too, you know, we give or gave kids, and our children would give up their gifts. And I said to James not long ago, you know, he was giving somebody something. I'm like, they don't give our kids nothing. And I wasn't being ugly about it, but the point was about it, I can actually say how many people have actually went out their way and given my children something. Baby, you could have gave them a card, some bubble gum, whatever it was for them, they would have been just as grateful. You know, but people don't think about that. You know, everybody likes something. You have some people say, don't buy me no gift. Even those people, if you gave them something, if you took them out to eat, you know, you pay for the meal or whatever, and they gon', it makes people heart feels good to know that somebody's thinking about them. The littlest thing.
Somebody brought me food today.
See?
And I was sitting there doing, I get so indulgent work, I would go days without eating. And I'm sitting there, stomach just growling. But I'm just like, oh well, you're gonna finish this. You got to record. You got to get your homework done. You good. And she called my phone, but I was in the middle of doing math on a budget, so I did not answer. And then next thing you know, Rita calls. And I'm like, I'm trying to get this grant done. I'm working on this budget. She was like, such and such call you, they finna bring some food. I said, God, let me tell you something. God show up.
Answer the phone.
Well, I called her back, but baby, I was in the middle of math. I called her back. She was like, I'm outside. Come get your plate.
Little thing like that. And I got
that made my heart feel so good. Y'all don't even know.
James and I had told James I need to eat. I had not eaten. He like, well, okay. And we done left finna go get something to eat. And I hear him like, okay then, cuz, well, I'm on my way. So instead of turning right, he turned green. And the cousin had them call him and grilled him a slab of ribs for us. I'm like, oh my God, he's so good. We did not cook.
I had not eaten anything.
And on top of that, so when we get there, so his fiance said, well, what, you know, because she was doing her size. I'm like, baby, please. You done gave us this meat. That's a small thing. And so we stopped.
A big thing?
A small thing, the size I'm saying.
Well, say it.
Well, not the meat. The small thing was the size. I told her, I ain't got to wait on them size to get ready. And because, baby, I could have just did some meat. But we were so thankful. But it made me, and I know it made James feel good. You know, somebody thinking about it, he said, I had already told my mama, don't tell you, because we went to church, that he was going to, you know, do that for him. And it does. You know, somebody to cook something for you. And I'm like, man. And I was saying this morning, I don't see no ribs nowhere. Nobody feel like cooking, but look at God, baby.
And on that note, because what ribs have to do with containing your Christianity in the workplace, but hey, we don't know. We'll never know. Here's been another interesting, God-ordained episode of Man's Glory Podcast, where we keep it real biblical.